Hey guys, what's going on? Retire on Dividends here. I'm going to make the first update to the YMAX, YMAG, and ULTY Estimate video. And this is actually day one because today is ex-dividend date for the covered called ETFs. Obviously, YMAX and YMAG, they hold the covered called ETFs. So whatever they owned as of close yesterday is locked in. So we can take a look at that and see what the estimate is as of today. But real quick, a lot of people have been asking, how do you sign up for email, distributions? Like, how do I get emailed when the distributions get announced? So if you go to the YieldMax website, you go all the way to the bottom, and you can click Contact Us, and it asks for all this information: email, first name, phone number, questions, comments. I'm pretty sure you don't even have to enter, questions or comments. You would just put your email, first and last name, and then you'll be added to the distribution. Obviously, if you have a question or comment, you can submit that and they will answer you. They're pretty good with that. So I just wanted to let everyone know that. All right, so as always, or as mentioned, I should say, the covered call ETS, which is what YMAX and YMAG hold, they had their ex-dividend date today. So if you look here, right, so declaration date is August 6th. Today is August 7th. So, and whatever YMAX and YMAG held as of the close on August 6th, that's what qualifies for the distribution. So I have that snip here I took of YMAX and YMAG. So if you look at the dates, this shows 8/7. However, this is the morning of 8/7, which means the close of 8/6. 8/6 is declaration. So this is basically showing how many shares of each of the funds they owned on that date. So you take that number, that amount of shares, and you multiply it by the distribution in order to get the total payment all of YMAX is paying, right? And then you divide that by shares outstanding, which again, here's the shares outstanding as of today, and then you get the estimate. So let's take a look at it. So let's go to the 824 tab here. Zoom in a little bit. So we could see Tesla, they owned 813,682 shares. Tesla paid 96 cents, so total payment for Tesla, 786,000, which is 8.14% of the total payment. So Tesla's still doing pretty good. Another big one here, NVIDIA. They had 494,239 shares of NVIDIA. NVIDIA paid $1.25. Total payment, 618,392. That's 6.41%. So far, Tesla has more of the payment than NVIDIA. Phoebe actually was 6.08% of the payment. Coney was 6.79% of the payment. And what else? Misty was 8.93% of the payment. So if we go to the total payment in green was $9,652,979. Okay? So that's how much cash that YMAX is going to pay out. Now, outstanding shares we saw, right? 15,225,000, right? So if we go back here, we go to outstanding shares, 15,225,000. So that's the number we're going to plug in. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead here. We're going to plug that in, which we did. So we take the total payment, and then you divide, by the outstanding shares, because you got to share it with everyone, and you get 63 cents. So the estimate for YMAX is 63 cents. That is 44% yield. That's actually much lower than what we're used to. If this was the final payment, it'd be perfect, right? It's above 40%, perfect, no problem. However, there are a lot of days from now till declaration date of YMAX. When is declaration date? Well, if we go over here, YMAX shows a declaration date of August 14th. So obviously, we have like a week. We have a week to go for people to buy in, and then people we have to share this distribution with. So now I have cushion percentage, and how do I get that? Let me scroll real quick. So obviously, as of today, 15,225,000 shares. As of April 12th, 4.9 million outstanding shares. So that's a change of 10.3 million over 117 days, which is an increase of 209%. So if you take 209% and you divide it by 117 days, that's approximately an increase of 1.79% per day, okay? So if we take dec date and then we calculate, all right, how many days until declaration date, we get 8. Obviously I said a week, but 8 days, whatever. So the cushion comes out to be 14.3%, which, you know, that's possibly how much more outstanding shares could be added. I do have my adjustment. I will delete that because last month I did not need that. So I will take that out. And again, that's the final cushion. So let's assume let's assume that many outstanding shares do increase. Then we'll go from 63 cents and then the cushion will be added. That means 2,177,170 outstanding shares increased. Obviously, they go in, I think 25,000. I should do somehow a formula that'll round it to 25,000. Either way, it doesn't matter. So we're looking at, and when I say 25,000, like each creation unit that gets added for YMAX, I'll have to look at the prospectus to see. I think it is 25,000. So obviously, to get the exact number, I'll have to, hopefully if I remember it, I'll update it then. But either way, let's just assume the new outstanding shares after a 14% increase is 17,402,170. I am showing our final payment could be 55 cents, which is a 38.59% yield. That's actually not terrible. By the way, YMAX price is $17.25. That's pretty terrible. It's been pretty, solid at the $20 range, but everything's been going down, so it's kind of tough. So anyway, the estimate for YMAX as of today is 63 cents. If you add in 14% additional outstanding shares being purchased until declaration date, then you get an estimate of 55 cents. So we go from 63 cents, which is a 44% yield, to 55 cents, which is a 38% yield. All right, so now let's do YMAG. Same formula, same everything. So let's just see who's like the big contributors of YMAG. Tesla, of course, 24% of it is Tesla. NVIDIA's 19% and Phoebe 18%. Everyone else is just, okay. So, but again, YMAG, these are the Magnificent Seven. So total payment for YMAG is 3.9 million. Total outstanding shares as of today, 5,775,000. That's an estimated payment as of today, 69 cents, which is a 44% yield. Oddly enough, that's the same yield that YMAX had. So both are looking pretty good. However, if we add in the cushion, this cushion, do I have adjustment here? Yeah, let me take out the adjustment on that as well. Take out the adjustment. So with the cushion, we added 14%. That's an additional outstanding shares of 821,333. So that would put the total outstanding shares to 6.5 million from 5.7. And now the final estimate for YMAG is possibly will be 60 cents, which is a 39% yield. Comparably to YMAX, they're both in the kind of same ballpark, around 39% yield. By the way, YMAG is 18.37, which is higher than YMAX's price. So again, final numbers, YMAG estimate before cushion is 69 cents, after cushion 60 cents, okay? YMAX before cushion 63 cents, after cushion 55 cents. So those are the estimates. I'll do another updated video later on. Probably today's Wednesday. I'll do it over the weekend. So I'll do an update as of basically the Friday close numbers to see where we stand. All right. Anyway, moving on, let's go to ULTY. So ULTY, when I do my ULTY estimate, it's really just a true guesstimate. So first thing I want to look at is what do they own. So I took an export of all the ULTY holdings just to see what they own, right? So real quick, who do they own? American Superconductor, okay. AST Space Mobile, Cava Group, CleanSpark, Coinbase, all right. Carvana, Elf Beauty, what the hell is that? Enovix Corp, this is obviously a bond. Him and hers, that's been there. Robinhood, I like that because they're volatile. Jumia, that's like a Japanese, I think that's Japanese company. Jumia, I can't remember. I know they're probably volatile though. Ooh, I like this, a 3X, S&P Biotech Bull. I do swing trade this. Yeah, Labu. I think Labu is the ticker for that. Yeah. All right, moving on. MicroStrategy, NVIDIA, Palantir, Reddit. I like Reddit. Sunrun, Super Microcomputer, the nerdiest company name ever. Upstart, and that's it. So those are the funds that they own. Now, if we scroll to the right, we can see the implied volatility of each of these funds, right? So if we also zoom out, we can see the underlying value, if it's closer to the 52-week high or not. So let me zoom in a little. There you go. Oh, crap. All right, so American Superconductor, it's 113% IV. AST Space Mobile, 37% IV. Now, look at these. So AST Mobile is near the high, but American Superconductor near the low. Now, does that matter? Let's see. Do they own them? Let's see. They do own them outright. They own the shares. They're not doing synthetic positions. They actually do own the stock, and they do covered calls. In the case of AMSC, they have 2 calls in there, a $28 call and then a $30 call. So they're very active with this fund. Some have multiple calls. Some have 1 call. For the most case, it looks like each of these funds only have 1 call. So that's okay. All right, let's continue to see what their implied volatility is. Kava Group's kind of low, 73. I love how that's low, 73%. Again, ULTY is kind of just an IV play. Basically, you're making dividend money on an IV play. You're not investing in these companies because they're awesome, clearly. You're investing because you want to get the premium from the IV. CleanSpark, 124%. Coinbase, 79%. Carvana, 67%. Elf Beauty, again, whatever that is, 79%. Enovix, 112%. Him and hers, 98%. Robinhood, like I said, pretty high, 90%. I'm going to invest in Robinhood possibly when they come out as an individual covered call ETF. Oh, like I said, Jumia, 134% yield. Wow, the 3X, the Labu fund is only 89%. MSTR, always high, 94%. NVIDIA, 77%. Palantir is kind of low, 53%. Get out of here. You're killing us. I don't know. Do you guys like Palantir? Is that a good fund to own? Or is it just wasting our time with a 53% IV? Reddit is 111. Wow. Reddit is 111% yield. Sunrun, 96%. Super Microcomputer, 90%. And Upstart is 123%. Why do I care about the IV? Because that's basically what I use. I say, okay, I take this. There's a formula right here. What's the average of the implied volatility of every single fund? And the answer is 96.78%. So to me, that is the yield. That's how much they're going to pay for the month. So if I take that number and I multiply that number times ULTY's price, by the way, ULTY's price just keeps going down, unfortunately. It's at 1085. What do I get, right? So basically, I take that, there's a formula right here, N56, which is ULTY price, times 0.45, which is average IV, divided by 12. So the answer is 88 cents, okay? So that 88 cents, we don't have to do the math again because we know it's a 96% yield. So far my estimate for the month of August for ULTY is 88 cents. This is obviously subject to change as holdings change. But again, this is more of a guesstimate. My YMAX and YMAG is more of a definitive guess because it should be accurate. Obviously, once I fix the creation unit or the outstanding share chunks to 25,000. But either way, the guesstimate on ULTY is 88 cents. Let me know what you guys think of ULTY's current holdings. Should any of these go? Personally, I think Palantir should go, only because they don't fit the mold. Their IV is pretty low compared to the others, so they're not really doing us any favors. Carvana is kind of low too, 67%, so that one should be on the hook as well. I don't even know what the heck Kava Group is, but they're kind of low as well. So what is the minimum? What is the minimum IV requirement to be an ULTY? That's a question for Jay. Someone should interview him and ask him. All right, so anyway, that's the estimate for ULTY, YMAG, and YMAX. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you pissed? What do you think? Are you still a Y? What do you guys hold? Let me know. Do you own YMAX, YMAG, and ULTY, or just one of the three? I'm just curious. Currently, I own YMAX and ULTY, but it seems to be that YMAG is so far looks like the best performer. But YMAX and YMAG are, they're pretty close. I do like YMAX though because they're more diversified. By the way, they did add 2 new holdings this month. I don't know if you noticed. The 2 new holdings were GDXY and SNOI. And they both contributed. They both paid 4 and 5% of the total payment. So they did, pretty decent. Let's see who the worst was. PP was pretty bad. MSFO pretty bad. Applead pretty bad. But no surprise there. All right, guys. All right. That's all I got for today. That's the estimate. Again, I got it out the first day for once, only because I'm off of work. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. As always, not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is just for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. And again, I'll do an update either Saturday or Sunday this weekend to see, what we're looking like. How many more people bought into YMAX and YMAG. All right, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Later.